Ladies and gentlemen, life is a journey. And in this journey, we encounter obstacles that test our patience, strength, and resilience. It's so easy to let the challenges we face define us, to let the people around us impact our spirit, and to let the weight of the world bring us down. But I want to remind you today of something incredibly powerful. You have the strength to rise above it all. I know that life can sometimes feel like an unending storm, with winds that knock us off our feet and clouds that obscure the light of hope. But remember, the storm does not last forever. You have the power to weather it, to stand tall in the face of adversity. When we are hurt, when we face failure, when others misunderstand us, it's tempting to let those things define our worth. But your value is not in the opinions of others or the challenges you face. Your value is in your ability to stand strong, to rise each time you fall, and to find your own peace, no matter what's happening around you. It is easy to get lost in the noise, the judgments, the failures, the disappointments. But I want you to ask yourself, who am I doing this for? Who are you living for? Are you living to please others? Or are you living to honor the strength that lies within you? You were not made to live in someone else's shadow. You were born to shine, to rise above. And it's in those moments of difficulty that we discover who we truly are. Our scars don't make us weak. They make us strong. It's not the absence of pain that defines strength, but the ability to rise even when the world tries to pull you down. Don't let your circumstances define your future. Don't let the judgments of others dim your light. The world will try to tell you who you should be, but only you hold the power to decide your own path. So stand tall, own your story. When life pushes you to the edge, remember, you have wings even when you feel grounded. The only thing that can truly affect you is your own mindset. And today, I urge you to choose strength, resilience, and hope. Let those be the forces that drive you forward no matter the odds. Keep pushing, keep believing in your power, and don't let anything affect you because you are unstoppable. We often find ourselves measuring our worth based on external factors, the approval of others, the recognition we receive, or the success we achieve. It is easy to fall into the trap of believing that our value is contingent upon how others perceive us, how well we perform in the world, or how much we accomplish. We live in a society that constantly tells us that our value is connected to these external markers. We are told that we are only as good as the things we achieve, the way others see us, and the standards set by the world around us. But this is a flawed and dangerous way of thinking. The truth is, your value is not defined by others' opinions or the challenges you face. It is not measured by how many people approve of you, how many trophies you collect, or how high you climb in the eyes of the world. Your value is inherent. It exists within you regardless of external circumstances. It is not something that can be given or taken away by anyone else. It is yours, and it is unshakable. When we live our lives trying to seek validation from others, we allow their opinions to shape our identity. We give them the power to define who we are. We start to believe that we are only worthy if others see us as successful, as valuable, or as important. This is where we lose ourselves. We begin to define our worth based on fleeting approval, on the ever-changing opinions of the people around us. But this kind of validation is temporary and unreliable. People's opinions are influenced by their own experiences, beliefs, and biases, which means that their judgments are not always a reflection of your true value. People will praise you one moment and criticize you the next, depending on their moods, circumstances, or personal agendas. If we tie our worth to their judgments, we will be left feeling constantly uncertain, constantly seeking reassurance that we are enough. Moreover, the challenges we face in life are not a reflection of our worth. It's easy to think that the difficulties we encounter, whether it's failure, rejection, or loss, somehow diminish us, making us less valuable. We tend to internalize our struggles, believing that they are a reflection of who we are as people. When we face setbacks, we can easily convince ourselves that we are not good enough, that we are unworthy, that we have failed in some fundamental way. We may think that we are defined by our mistakes, our hardships, or the obstacles that stand in our way, but this couldn't be further from the truth. Challenges are a natural part of life, and they do not diminish our value. They are simply opportunities for growth, for learning, and for discovering who we truly are. Struggles do not define us. How we respond to them does. Our value remains constant, even in the face of adversity. It's important to remember that we are all human. We all experience setbacks, failures, and obstacles. But these challenges are not the things that make us valuable or not. They are simply part of the journey. It's how we rise after falling, how we pick ourselves up after every setback, and how we continue to move forward that truly defines us. Life is not about avoiding challenges, but about embracing them and using them to become stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Your ability to overcome challenges is what truly shows your strength and your worth, not the challenges themselves. In our world, we often place so much value on success, on outward achievements. We measure people by the jobs they hold, the money they make, the titles they carry, and the things they have. Society encourages us to compare ourselves to others, to see ourselves through the lens of competition, to always strive for more, to be the best, to outperform everyone around us. This creates an unhealthy obsession with external validation and achievement. When we tie our worth to these things, we risk losing sight of what truly matters. We risk forgetting that we are valuable simply because we exist, not because of what we've done or what others think of us. The truth is, we are all worthy, regardless of what we accomplish or how the world views us. Our worth comes from who we are, not from what we do. We are valuable because we are human, because we have the ability to love, to feel, to grow, to learn, and to make a difference in the world. This value is intrinsic and unchanging. It doesn't depend on how many people like us, how much money we make, or how much success we achieve. It depends on our humanity, on our capacity for compassion, kindness, and growth. Think about the times in your life when you felt the most fulfilled, the most at peace with yourself. Were those times defined by what others thought of you or by your own sense of inner peace and purpose? Were they shaped by your achievements, or were they the moments when you felt connected to your true self, when you were doing something that made you feel alive and true to who you are? The most fulfilling moments in life are often those where we are not concerned with how others perceive us or whether we're meeting society's standards. These are the moments when we are simply being ourselves, when we are doing what makes us happy, when we are living authentically. Living authentically means being true to yourself, regardless of what others think or how society expects you to behave. It means embracing your own uniqueness, your own strengths, and your own flaws. It means not allowing the opinions of others to dictate your worth or your sense of self. When you live authentically, you free yourself from the pressure of constantly seeking approval from the outside world. You stop comparing yourself to others and start embracing your own journey, your own path, and your own potential. You begin to see that your value lies not in being like everyone else, but in being unapologetically yourself. Your worth is not something that can be measured by external standards. It is not something that can be validated by others or determined by your success or failure. It is inherent and it is yours. No one can take it away from you. No one can diminish it, and no one can define it for you. You are the only one who has the power to determine your worth. You are the one who gets to decide how you see yourself. And when you realize that your value is not dependent on the opinions or judgments of others, you free yourself from the constant cycle of seeking validation and approval. You become empowered to live authentically and confidently, knowing that you are worthy simply because you exist It's important to practice self-compassion and remind yourself daily that you are enough just as you are. You don't need to prove your worth to anyone. You don't need to meet anyone's expectations. You are valuable because of your heart, your mind, your spirit, and the love you bring into the world. It's not about perfection. It's about embracing who you are, flaws and all, and recognizing that you are worthy of love, respect, and happiness just by being yourself. The challenges you face are simply stepping stones in your journey. They do not define you. The opinions of others are just that, opinions, not truths about who you are. You are so much more than what others think of you. You are more than the successes you achieve or the failures you experience. You are worthy simply because you exist. So remember this, your value is not defined by others' opinions or challenges. It is defined by you, by your heart, by your courage, and by your ability to rise above the external noise and stay true to who you are. Embrace that truth and you will find peace, strength, and a deep sense of self-worth that no one can ever take away from you. Strength is not defined by the absence of pain, but by how we respond to it. It is easy to fall into the misconception that being strong means never feeling hurt or facing difficulty. We often admire people who seem unshakable, who handle every challenge with grace and poise as if nothing ever bothers them. But true strength is not in avoiding pain. It is in learning how to cope with it, grow through it, and rise above it. Every setback, every failure, every moment of adversity is an opportunity to discover the depth of our inner strength. Strength is not about being immune to pain. It is about understanding that pain is a part of life and that we have the power to move forward in spite of it. When we experience pain, whether it's physical, emotional, or mental, we often view it as something that diminishes us. We may feel broken, defeated, or weak. Society often teaches us that strength means never showing vulnerability, never admitting that we are hurting. We are told to toughen up, to move on, and to put on a brave face, even when we feel overwhelmed by the weight of our emotion. But this is a false understanding of strength. True strength comes from embracing vulnerability, from allowing ourselves to feel and process our pain, and from understanding that it does not define us. When we are faced with adversity, it is natural to feel discouraged. We may want to give up, to retreat into ourselves, to ignore the pain in hopes that it will disappear. But real strength comes when we acknowledge the pain without letting it control us. It comes when we face the challenges in front of us and choose to keep moving forward, no matter how heavy the load may feel. The strength to move through pain is not an automatic response. It is something we must cultivate within ourselves. It is a choice we make every day to rise above the hurt, to grow from it, and to keep going. Each time we experience hardship, we are given a chance to build resilience. Resilience is the ability to bounce back after facing difficulty, to learn from our experiences, and to come out the other side stronger and wiser. Resilience is not about being unaffected by pain. It is about developing the strength to overcome it, to keep moving forward even when life is hard. It is in these moments of struggle that we learn our greatest lessons and build the fortitude to face future challenges with confidence. The pain we experience in life, whether it comes in the form of loss, rejection, failure, or heartbreak, does not make us weaker. In fact, it has the potential to make us stronger. Every time we face a challenge and choose to rise above it, we prove to ourselves that we are capable of handling more than we thought possible. With each obstacle we overcome, we build a deeper understanding of our own strength and resilience. And when we emerge from these difficulties, we are not the same person we were before. We are stronger, wiser, and more determined than ever. It is easy to admire those who appear to have it all together, who seem impervious to the trials of life. But the truth is, Everyone faces challenges. No one is immune to hardship. It is in how we respond to those challenges that our true strength is revealed. True strength is not about never falling down. It is about how quickly we get back up, how we learn from our experiences, and how we continue to move forward with a sense of purpose and determination. In moments of pain, it's easy to believe that we are weak or that we have failed, but failure is not the opposite of strength. It is a part of it. Failure is an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to become better. Each time we fall, we are given the chance to get back up, to try again, and to keep moving forward. Failure is not a reflection of our worth. It is a stepping stone on the path to success. Those who succeed are not the ones who never fail. They are the ones who never stop trying. They are the ones who, in the face of failure, choose to rise again and keep pushing forward. Strength is also not about doing everything on your own. It is okay to ask for help, to lean on others, and to admit when we need support. Strength is not about being invincible. It is about acknowledging our vulnerability and allowing ourselves to be supported when we need it. When we open ourselves up to others, we invite connection, healing, and growth. It takes great strength to be vulnerable, to allow ourselves to be seen in our moments of weakness, and to trust others with our pain. But in doing so, we create opportunities for growth, healing, and mutual support. True strength is not about being unbreakable or impervious to hardship. It is about having the courage to face life's challenges head on, to acknowledge the pain and to keep moving forward. Strength is not about avoiding pain. It is about learning how to move through it, how to grow from it, and how to rise above it. Every time we choose to stand tall in the face of adversity, we become stronger, and with each challenge we overcome, we learn that we are capable of far more than we ever imagined. It is easy to be swayed by the external circumstances that surround us, whether it is the judgment of others, the opinions of society, or the challenges we face in life. These external factors can have a powerful influence on our emotions, our thoughts, and our actions. Yet, one of the most important lessons we can learn in life is that we do not have to let anything outside of ourselves determine our inner peace. Our peace is not something that can be taken away by the world around us. It is something that comes from within, and it is something we can protect and nurture regardless of what happens on the outside. Too often we let the noise of the world drown out our own inner voice. We become so consumed by the opinions and expectations of others that we forget to listen to our own hearts. We allow the judgments and criticisms of others to shake our confidence and our sense of self. We become distracted by the demands of society, the pressures to conform, to succeed, to live up to certain standards, and we lose sight of what truly matters: our inner peace, our sense of balance, and our connection to ourselves. The truth is, the world is constantly changing. People will come in and out of our lives. Situations will shift. There will always be challenges, obstacles, and difficulties. But the one thing that we have control over is our response to these external factors. We have the power to choose how we react to what is happening around us. We can choose to let it affect us, or we can choose to remain grounded, calm, and at peace no matter what is going on in the world. It is important to remember that we cannot control everything around us. We cannot control the actions of others, the outcome of our efforts, or the way life unfolds. However, we do have control over our own minds, emotions, and actions. Our peace does not depend on external circumstances. It depends on how we respond to them. When we let external factors dictate our emotional state, we give away our power. We allow ourselves to be tossed around by the waves of the world, helpless in the face of everything that is beyond our control. But when we take control of our own peace, we reclaim our power. We choose to remain centered no matter what is happening outside of us. This is not to say that we should ignore or suppress our emotions. It is natural to feel upset, frustrated, or hurt when things don't go our way, when people treat us unfairly, or when we face hardship. But what matters is not whether we feel these emotions, but how we respond to them. It's about allowing ourselves to feel, but not letting those feelings control us. It's about acknowledging our emotions, sitting with them, and then making the conscious choice to let them go and move forward with peace in our hearts. One of the greatest challenges we face in maintaining our peace is dealing with the opinions and judgments of others. People will always have something to say. Some will praise us while others will criticize. Some will love us while others will judge us. But the key is not letting these opinions affect our sense of worth or our inner peace. When we base our happiness on the approval of others, we put ourselves in a position where we are constantly dependent on external validation. This means that our peace is always at the mercy of other people's moods and perspectives. Instead of seeking approval from others, we should seek approval from within. We should trust our own instincts, values, and beliefs, and not let the opinions of others define us. When we cultivate self-acceptance, we no longer need the approval of others to feel good about ourselves. Our sense of worth comes from knowing who we are, what we stand for, and what we believe in. When we know our own value, the opinions of others become less significant. Another important aspect of maintaining our peace is letting go of the need for control. We often try to control everything around us, our circumstances, the people in our lives, the outcomes of our efforts. But the truth is, control is an illusion. Life is unpredictable, and things don't always go as planned. There will always be things that are beyond our control, and trying to control them only leads to frustration, anxiety, and a loss of peace. Instead of trying to control everything, we should focus on controlling our reactions and our mindset. We should accept that life is uncertain and learn to embrace it with grace and peace. When we let go of the need to control everything, we open ourselves up to a greater sense of peace. We release the weight of constant worry and stress, and we allow ourselves to flow with the rhythm of life. Peace comes when we stop resisting what is happening around us and accept that we can only control how we respond to it. We can choose to react with calm and grace, regardless of the circumstances. In moments of difficulty, we can also turn to practices that help us maintain our inner peace. Meditation, mindfulness, journaling, deep breathing, and self-reflection are all powerful tools for calming the mind and regaining a sense of balance. These practices allow us to reconnect with ourselves, to quiet the noise of the world, and to find peace within. By setting aside time each day to nurture our inner peace, we build a foundation that will support us when life gets tough. The key to maintaining inner peace is understanding that our peace is ours to protect. We are not at the mercy of the world around us. The external world will continue to change, but our inner peace is something we can hold on to no matter what happens. We have the power to choose peace, to cultivate it, and to protect it. When we prioritize our peace and refuse to let external circumstances dictate our emotional state, we reclaim our power and create a life of balance, fulfillment, and tranquility. We must remember that we are the guardians of our own peace. No one else can take it away from us unless we allow it. The world may be loud, chaotic, and unpredictable, but within us lies the quiet strength to remain calm, centered, and at peace. The world will continue to change, but when we learn to protect and nurture our inner peace, we can navigate life's challenges with grace and resilience. There is something uniquely powerful about stepping into your own light and owning who you truly are. For too long, many of us have lived under the pressure to fit into molds that others have set for us. We've been told what success should look like, how we should behave, what we should believe in, and who we should become. The world offers us countless expectations, and often we try to meet them, thinking that this will somehow bring us fulfillment or approval. But the truth is, we were not made to live in someone else's shadow. We were not put on this earth to shrink back, to hide parts of ourselves, or to become versions of ourselves that are dictated by others. The world will always try to tell you who you should be. It will offer advice, opinions, and judgments on how you should live your life, who you should be with, and what choices you should make. Society has a habit of setting standards, drawing lines, and creating a picture of success that does not fit everyone. What happens when we begin to follow these rules blindly? We lose sight of ourselves. We forget what makes us unique, what makes us passionate, and what makes us different. We start trying to fit into someone else's vision of success instead of following our own hearts. And that's when we start to feel disconnected from our own truth. The reality is that you are a unique individual with your own dreams, your own vision, and your own path. You are not meant to be a replica of anyone else. You were born with a set of talents, experiences, and qualities that no one else possesses. When you compare yourself to others or try to mold yourself into their expectations, you undermine your own authenticity. And when you undermine your authenticity, you limit your potential for true happiness and fulfillment. Living authentically means embracing your individuality and following your own path, even if it doesn't look like what others expect. It means choosing to honor your own journey, your own timeline, and your own values, even when the world tries to steer you in a different direction. It's about trusting that the life you are creating is enough and that your story matters, even if it doesn't look like everyone else's. When you stop trying to please others, when you stop chasing after someone else's idea of success, you begin to free yourself. You free yourself to follow your own dreams, to create a life that is meaningful to you, and to make choices based on your own values rather than the judgments of others. Too often, we think that our value is in what we achieve, in the titles we hold, or in how others perceive us. But this external validation is fleeting. True value lies within your heart, your passions, your creativity, and your spirit. When you step into your own light, you stop seeking approval because you no longer need it. You know your worth because it doesn't depend on others' opinions or society's standards. You start to live according to your own truth, and in doing so, you begin to discover a deep sense of inner peace and contentment that cannot be shaken by the world around you. Stepping into your light also means letting go of fear. Fear often keeps us in the shadows. We fear judgment, rejection, and failure, which makes us hesitate to show up as our true selves. But living authentically requires courage. The courage to stand up for what you believe in, to embrace your uniqueness, and to be unapologetic about who you are. When you begin to step into your light, you may face resistance. People may not understand you, or they may question your choices, but that is a reflection of their own fears and limitations, not yours. As long as you stay true to yourself and trust in your own journey, you will find that you have the strength to rise above the doubts and insecurities that others project onto you. The truth is, there is no one right way to live. Everyone's journey is different, and there is no blueprint for success that applies to everyone. We live in a world that often promotes conformity, but your success is personal to you. It may look different from others' success, and that's okay. It is not for others to decide what your version of success should be. Only you can define what it looks like for you, and when you step into your light, you are free to pursue it on your own terms. When you stop living in someone else's shadow and start living authentically, you attract the people, experiences, and opportunities that align with your true self. You create a life that is meaningful to you and that resonates with your core values. You stop pretending to be someone you are not, and you start surrounding yourself with the things and people who truly support your growth and your vision for your life. It's important to remember that stepping into your light is not about being perfect. It's not about having everything figured out or meeting everyone else's expectations. It's about being true to yourself in the process of growth, learning, and becoming. It's about acknowledging that you are enough just as you are, and that your path is valid even if it doesn't align with others' paths. You were not made to fit into a mold. You were made to shine brightly in your own unique way. The more you embrace who you truly are, the more the world will see your light, and the more your life will align with your true purpose. There is no need to hide. There is no need to shrink. The world needs your light. When you step into it fully and unapologetically, you inspire others to do the same, creating a ripple effect of authenticity and courage. There is something incredibly powerful about the ability to rise after every fall, to come back stronger after each setback. Life is unpredictable, and it will inevitably present us with challenges, difficulties, and moments of adversity. Yet the way we respond to these challenges defines not just the course of our lives, but the depth of our strength. Resilience is the ability to bend without breaking, to face the harshest winds and still stand tall. It is about learning to adapt, to grow, and to emerge from every trial with a deeper understanding of who we are and what we are capable of. The journey of life is rarely smooth. We all encounter moments of disappointment, loss, and heartache. These moments can shake us to our core, make us question ourselves, and sometimes even leave us feeling lost. It is in these times that we must find the courage to not only survive, but to thrive. The key to resilience is not denying the pain or pretending that everything is fine when it isn't. True resilience is found when we acknowledge the pain, allow ourselves to feel it, but choose to move through it rather than letting it define us. It's the ability to rise again, no matter how many times life knocks us down. When we face adversity, it's easy to become consumed by feelings of helplessness or self-doubt. We may start to believe that we aren't strong enough to face the challenges ahead, or that we are somehow unworthy of better days. But it is essential to recognize that these feelings are a part of the process. They are natural reactions to difficult circumstances. The key, however, is not to let them dictate our action. Resilience is not about suppressing our emotions. It is about acknowledging them and choosing not to let them control us. We cannot always control what happens to us, but we can control how we respond. The power of resilience is in its ability to transform us. Each time we face a difficult situation and choose to overcome it, we grow. We become more self-awareness, more compassionate, and more understanding of the challenges that others may face. Every obstacle we overcome becomes a stepping stone to greater strength. In this way, resilience builds not only our character, but our capacity to endure and grow in the face of adversity. Each time we push through the pain, we unlock a new level of strength within ourselves. Resilience doesn't mean avoiding difficult situations or running from pain. It means developing the strength to navigate through them. Life will never be free of challenges, but it is through these challenges that we discover what we are truly made of. It is easy to assume that resilient people are born with some extraordinary ability to cope with hardship. But in reality, resilience is developed. It is a muscle that strengthens over time through practice and experience. The more challenges we face, the stronger our resilience becomes. One of the most important elements of resilience is mindset. The way we view the world and the difficulties we encounter can either build us up or break us down. If we view setbacks as failures or signs of weakness, we are less likely to bounce back. But if we reframe these setbacks as opportunities for growth and learning, we begin to build a mindset that is more aligned with resilience. It's about seeing obstacles as stepping stones rather than roadblocks. It's about learning from every experience, both the good and the bad, and using that knowledge to grow stronger. This shift in perspective allows us to embrace life's challenges with open arms and an open mind, knowing that each difficulty is an opportunity to evolve and become better than before. Another crucial aspect of resilience is self-compassion. When we are faced with hardship, it's easy to be hard on ourselves, to think that we should have handled things better or that we should have known better. We can be our harshest critics. And this self-criticism only weakens our ability to cope. Self-compassion is about giving ourselves permission to make mistakes, to stumble, and to learn from those mistakes without harsh judgment. It's about recognizing that we are human, and it's okay okay not to have everything figured out all the time. Being kind to ourselves when things go wrong helps to preserve our emotional strength and supports our resilience in times of hardship. Resilience also involves the ability to lean on others. While it's important to cultivate inner strength, it's equally essential to recognize when we need help. We are not meant to face life's challenges alone. The support of loved ones, friends, or mentors can make a significant difference when we are struggling. Asking for help is not a sign of weakness, it's a sign of strength. It shows that we recognize the value of connection and that we are willing to open ourselves up to the support that others can provide. Resilience is not just about enduring hardships on our own, it's about understanding the importance of community and seeking support when necessary. At its core, resilience is about hope. Even in the darkest moments, resilience is the belief that things can get better, that there is light at the end of the tunnel. Hope is what keeps us going when everything seems bleak. It's the belief that our struggles will lead to growth and that no challenge is insurmountable. Resilience is rooted in the idea that we can rise again, no matter how many times we fall. It is the unwavering belief that we are capable of overcoming anything that life throws our way, as long as we don't give up. Life will test us in ways we never expect. It will challenge us. It will bring us to our knees, and it will make us question everything we thought we knew. But it is in these moments that we have the opportunity to discover just how resilient we truly are. Resilience is the fuel that propels us forward. Even when we feel like giving up, it is the strength to keep moving, even when the path is unclear. The more resilient we become, the more we realize that nothing is truly impossible. Every setback is a lesson, every failure a chance to start again, and every challenge an opportunity to grow stronger. The key to resilience is not in avoiding adversity, but in embracing it as a part of life's journey. And in doing so, we become stronger than we ever thought possible.